let's talk a little bit about custom audiences. How can you customize the audience that you want to target? What are the ways that you can do it? So the first one is the data that Facebook holds in what it calls its customer file. But if you think about it, it's your basic demographic profile and it's the other things you like. That's what's in their customer file. The next thing you've got is what's called the Facebook Pixel or Facebook Software Development Kit. The two things basically work in the same way. So if you've got your own app, for example, you can integrate the app with the Software Development Kit, which means Facebook knows what someone's doing while they're using your app. Alternatively, the Pixel is on your website, so Facebook knows when someone's on your website and knows which pages you visited and various other things and how long you spent on them and all kinds of detail. And you can use all of that to then target those people. The way it works is you need to have a Facebook account and you need to be logged into Facebook. That's it. The user, by virtue of the fact they've stayed logged into Facebook, Facebook has what's called a cookie on their computer, which is basically storing their login credentials, or the fact that they're already logged in. Doesn't actually have the login credentials in it, but has something that says this person's logged in, so when the Facebook page loads, they don't need to log in again. That cookie is what's basically being used to store all of the data of everything else that web user does online, provided the website has a Facebook Pixel on it, because the Facebook Pixel talks to the same cookie. So if you imagine this is my web page, right, and there's literally one dot there that I can't even see. That's the Facebook Pixel. It's one pixel on a screen. You're not going to see it. So that's the web page, right? On your PC or your Mac or whatever, I'll write PC for a minute, you've got stored, whilst you're logged into Facebook, something called a cookie, which is like a system file that stores a little bit of details on you. When you visit a web page with that pixel says, oh, is there a Facebook cookie? Which it can then feed back to Facebook, the owner of this cookie has just been on my site. Which then means when you come to advertising, that cookie knows enough about you to tell Facebook who you are as a Facebook user, and then they can store in your user profile, in their data, the fact you've been on this site, on this particular page, etc. So how do you get the pixel on your page? Yeah. So you basically, on Facebook, you create a pixel in the ad manager, and it gives you a little bit of code that you put into your website's HTML. You put it into the header of your website, effectively. So yeah, just to point out, it's not only Facebook that has these pixels. Google has one too, for example. So if you're doing Google pay-per-click, you can do exactly the same thing for retargeting there. These pixels are basically the reason why you go and visit a website and then every ad you see for the next 2 weeks is for the thing you looked at. The other way you can build custom audiences, because there is a third way to build custom audiences. The other way you can build a custom audience is based on people's engagement on Facebook. So let me give you an example of that. Let's just say I post a video on Facebook. What I can then do is target people based on how much of that video they watched. So Facebook now has the ability for you to say, only show my ad to people who watched, and I've actually made a note here, just to make sure I get the numbers right, okay? 3 seconds, 10 seconds, or 30 seconds of the video, or 25%, 50%, 75%, 95%, or 100% of the video. So you can use any of those criteria to say, now show them something else. So if someone watched 100% of your video and there was like a sign up button underneath it and they didn't click it, you could send them something else that says, you know, I mean, you might not want to be this blatant, but you could be blatant enough that says, look, I know you watched my video, but you didn't click the button for more information. Was it something I said? Maybe you were busy and you were on the train and it just wasn't the right time. So just wanted to remind you that it's still available, but it's only available for the next 3 days. Or whatever it is you want to do. But you've got the ability to follow people up.